Ever wished you could sleep through the night again, just like you used to? This video reveals why your body wakes up at 3 a.m. and how healing your sleep might be the key to feeling alive again. Many seniors ignore this, thinking it's normal, but the truth is, it's a warning sign you can't afford to miss. Once you know the hidden cause, you'll never look at sleep or aging the same way again. Before we start, tell us where you're watching or listening from. If you find this helpful, hit the subscribe button because tomorrow we have new special tips for you. Your body is not trying to hurt you. It's sending you a message. Sometimes when older people wake up in the middle of the night, especially around 3 a.m., they feel confused, tired, and a little bit scared. It might seem like their body is turning against them or doing something wrong. But the truth is, your body is not trying to hurt you. It's trying to talk to you. Imagine your body is like an old friend gently tapping your shoulder in the dark. It's saying, hey, something's not quite right. Please listen. Waking up like this doesn't mean you are broken. It doesn't mean you are weak. It just means your body is trying to tell you something important. It could be about your emotions, your thoughts, your pain, or even something as simple as what you ate for dinner. But many older people don't hear the message clearly because they are too busy blaming themselves. They say, I guess this is just what happens when you get old. But that's not the whole story. You see, when you were younger, your body could whisper and you'd still hear it. But now that you're older, your body sometimes has to shout a little louder, like waking you up at 3 a.m. That wake-up call isn't just about age. It's about imbalance. Something is off, and your body wants to help you fix it. Maybe your blood sugar is too low. Maybe your bladder is too full. Maybe your heart is racing because of a dream or a worry you never talked about. But instead of asking, what is my body trying to say? Most people just sigh and stare at the ceiling, waiting for morning. That's like seeing smoke and never checking if there's a fire. Your body deserves better than that. It's been with you for over 70 years. It has walked with you through sorrow, joy, pain, and peace. It knows how to care for you, but it needs you to care for it too. Think of your body like a beautiful old house. It creaks. The pipes make noises. Sometimes the lights flicker. That doesn't mean the house is bad. It just means it needs a little attention. If you ignore the sounds, the problems grow. But if you listen carefully, you can fix small things before they become big ones. When you wake up at 3 a.m., that's your house creaking. That's your body's way of saying, please check on me. Maybe it needs more water. Maybe it needs a warm blanket. Maybe it needs a slower evening. Or maybe it just needs kindness. Waking up in the dark can feel lonely. But it's also a chance to be gentle with yourself. A chance to listen in a way you didn't have time for when you were younger and busy raising children, working hard, or caring for others. Now, in this stage of life, your body is inviting you to care for you. Many older adults feel frustrated with their bodies. They feel like sleep is slipping away from them, and they have no control. But there is control. There is hope. When you stop seeing your body as the enemy and start seeing it as a messenger, everything begins to change. That 3 a.m. moment becomes something else. It becomes a message, a nudge, a whisper in the stillness. Your body isn't cruel. It's wise. It knows what you need, even when you forget. And it will keep trying to get your attention until you slow down and listen. So instead of saying, why does this keep happening to me? You can begin saying, what are you trying to tell me, my dear old friend? That small change opens the door to healing. It turns frustration into curiosity. It turns fear into peace. Sometimes the message is about food. Sometimes it's about medication. Sometimes it's about sadness that hasn't been spoken out loud. The body keeps all our stories. It remembers every heartbreak, every joy, every worry, even the ones we forget. And sometimes when everything is quiet and still at 3 a.m., those stories come knocking. You might remember a loved one who passed away, or a mistake from long ago, or a hope you buried because you thought it was too late. And your body says, let's not carry this alone anymore. That's why waking up at 3 a.m. isn't just about sleep. It's about healing. It's about listening to the aches that have no words. It's about being gentle with the parts of yourself that still need love. You've cared for so many people in your life. You've been strong, even when it was hard. But now your body is asking for something different. Not strength, not sacrifice, just attention, just softness, just a little more listening. And once you begin to truly hear what your body is saying, everything gets lighter. The night feels less lonely. The body feels less strange. And slowly, sleep becomes a safe place again. A place of rest, not fear. A place of peace, not puzzles. So remember this. When you wake up at 3 a.m., you're not broken. You're being spoken to. And that message might just change your life if you're willing to hear it. And sometimes what your body is really trying to tell you isn't physical at all, but something much deeper hidden in your heart. Waking up at 3 a.m. often signals emotional restlessness, not just aging. Sometimes we think our bodies wake us up at 3 a.m. just because we are getting older, like it's something that's supposed to happen after 70. But that's not always true. Many times, it isn't your age that's waking you, it's your feelings. Yes, the quiet feelings deep in your chest that you don't always talk about. These feelings don't disappear when we get older. They can grow even stronger. And during the day, we stay busy to keep them quiet. We clean the house, we watch TV, we talk with family, or we sit outside in the sun. But when night comes and everything is quiet, those feelings finally have a chance to speak. They whisper in the dark. They stir your heart. And sometimes, they shake you awake at 3 a.m. It might feel like your body woke up on its own, but really, it might be your soul that can't stay asleep. You might not even realize you're carrying heavy feelings, but your heart knows. You may feel lonely even if your family loves you. You may feel afraid, even when you're surrounded by peace. You may miss someone who is no longer here. You may wish you had said something to someone years ago. Or maybe you feel something big, but you can't find the words for it. That's called emotional restlessness. It's like a tiny storm inside you, one you've been holding in for a long time. And at 3 a.m., when the world is still and your thoughts get louder, that little storm can wake you. You lie in bed, eyes open, heart beating a little too fast. You wonder what's wrong. You tell yourself to fall back asleep, but your heart says, please listen. Emotional restlessness can come from many places. From grief, from regret, from worry, from things you didn't say when you had the chance, from memories that still tug on your heart. Just because you're older doesn't mean you stop feeling things. In fact, your feelings may become more powerful because you've lived so much life. You've loved deeply. You've lost things. You've had big dreams. Some came true, some didn't. And even now, after all these years, your heart still wants to be heard. But instead of letting those feelings breathe, many older people push them down. They say, I don't want to bother anyone, or there's no use crying over the past. But feelings don't go away just because we ignore them. They wait. They wait until 3 a.m. when they know you're finally quiet enough to hear them. Sometimes the restlessness feels like sadness. Sometimes it feels like fear. Sometimes it feels like nothing at all, just a strange emptiness. You sit there in the dark, not knowing why your chest feels so tight, why your thoughts won't stop spinning, why your eyes feel wet for no reason. But these are not signs that you're broken. These are signs that something inside still matters. Something inside still wants care. Think of it like this. If a child woke up crying at 3 a.m., you wouldn't say, go back to sleep. You'd ask what's wrong. You'd hold them. You'd comfort them. So why don't we do the same for ourselves? Your emotions need the same kindness. They don't need to be fixed. They just need to be heard. Maybe you need to forgive someone. Maybe you need to forgive yourself. Maybe you need to remember something you buried a long time ago. Or maybe you need to dream again, even now, even at this age. Because emotional restlessness isn't always about sadness. Sometimes it's about the parts of you that still want to live more fully. The part of you that still wants meaning, that still wants to laugh more, love more, be seen, be remembered, be whole. So the next time you wake up at 3 a.m., ask yourself, what am I feeling? Don't judge your answer. Don't push it away. Just sit with it like a friend. You might cry. That's okay. You might feel silly. That's okay too. This is not about being strong. This is about being honest. Because being honest with your heart is one of the kindest things you can do. When you honor your emotions, you help them settle down. You help your body rest. You help your soul feel safe again. It might take time, but each night you listen instead of fight, your restlessness softens. It becomes a quiet sigh instead of a loud shake. And here's something beautiful. When you learn to listen to what your emotions are really saying, you begin to understand yourself better than ever before. You begin to heal, not just sleep. You begin to feel lighter, freer, and more at peace. Because it's not just about falling asleep. It's about feeling safe enough to let go. And when that happens, sleep returns like a soft wave, gently wrapping around you. But when emotional restlessness lingers too long, it doesn't just steal your sleep. It starts to wear down your body, too. Poor sleep weakens the immune system and makes illness harder to fight. When we don't sleep well, especially when we keep waking up around 3 a.m. every night, our body starts to feel tired. Not just in the morning, but deep inside. Sleep is like the medicine your body takes every night to heal and stay strong. It's when your heart gets a break, your mind gets quiet, and your body gets to fix little problems before they grow into big ones. But if that sleep keeps getting broken, like a window with cracks in it, the body never fully repairs itself. And when that happens night after night, your immune system, the part of you that protects you from sickness, starts to grow weaker and slower. It's like having a security guard who's always yawning and half asleep. Germs and viruses that used to bounce off your body now get a little closer. They slip through the cracks, and you start getting sick more often, or you stay sick longer than you used to. Most people don't realize that the immune system needs sleep just as much as your brain and muscles do. At night, when you're sleeping deeply, special cells in your body wake up. They move around like little soldiers, checking for trouble, fighting off things that don't belong. They're strongest when you're in deep sleep, the kind that feels like a warm, heavy blanket wrapped around your whole body. But if you wake up at 3 a.m. and can't fall back asleep, those soldiers don't get the time they need to do their job. That means your body doesn't clean out all the things that make you feel tired, inflamed, or sick. And if that happens every night, your body starts to fall behind. It gets weaker, slower, less able to defend itself. This is why many older people who sleep poorly also feel sore, achy, or get colds more often. It's not just age, it's broken sleep. Your immune system is like a garden. Sleep is the sunshine and water it needs to grow. Without it, weeds start to grow, plants droop, and infections can sneak in like bugs in the dark. That's why even one bad night of sleep can make you feel off. But when it happens again and again, every 3 a.m. wake up, every hour of tossing and turning, your garden starts to wilt. You may feel tired in the morning, but it's more than tired. It's your body saying, I didn't finish my work last night. And over time, this becomes more serious. Research has shown that older adults who don't sleep well get sick more often, even when they eat healthy and exercise. Poor sleep can make you more likely to catch the flu, get infections, and take longer to recover from surgery or injury. It can even affect how your body handles medicine. That's because when your sleep is broken, the entire system gets confused. The body starts to lose its balance. Blood pressure rises. Blood sugar becomes harder to control. Inflammation, the thing that causes many kinds of pain, starts to build up. You might feel this as stiff joints, headaches, or that heavy feeling that won't go away no matter how much you rest during the day. And it's not just physical sickness. When the immune system is tired, the brain feels it too. You might feel more forgetful. You might feel more anxious. You might find it harder to concentrate or feel calm. That's because sleep helps clean your brain too. It washes away the clutter and helps you think clearly. Without that nighttime cleaning, things pile up. Thoughts feel heavier. Small problems start to feel big. It's all connected. Your sleep, your immune system, your mind, your emotions. And it all begins with what happens during the night. You may think, well, I've always been a light sleeper. Or, at my age, this is just how it is. But that's not entirely true. While sleep does change with age, it doesn't have to become broken. You don't have to accept waking up at 3 a.m. as your new normal. Because the truth is the body wants to sleep. It's built to rest and repair. But it needs your help. It needs you to understand that waking up in the night is not just annoying. It's harmful. And once you understand that, you can begin to make changes that protect your health, your strength, and your peace of mind. Sometimes people try to ignore their sleep problems. They tell themselves it's not a big deal. But it is. It matters more than you think. Because every night your body misses out on healing, it adds up. It's like forgetting to water your plants every day. One day is okay. 2 days, maybe. But over time, the leaves start to droop, the color fades, and things don't feel as alive. You're that plant. Your body is trying to bloom, even at 70, 80, or 90 years old. But it needs good, deep sleep to do it. So the next time you wake up at 3 a.m., don't just roll over and wait for sunrise. Think of your immune system. Think of those little soldiers waiting for their turn to help you. Ask yourself, what can I do to make tonight more peaceful? Because every good night of sleep is like giving your body a strong shield against sickness. It's not selfish. It's survival. It's not weakness. It's wisdom. And when you sleep better, everything else gets better too. But if sleep keeps slipping away night after night, it's not just your body that begins to suffer. Your memory and clarity may start to fade as well. Nighttime wake-ups increase risk of memory loss and confusion. Your brain is like a big library filled with all your memories, stories, and special moments. It holds your first kiss, your favorite song, your children's laughter, and even the smell of your mother's kitchen. But just like any library, your brain needs quiet time to stay organized. That's what sleep is for. While you rest, your brain goes to work, putting all your memories in the right places. It takes the things you saw, felt, and learned during the day and gently tucks them into little drawers like a wise old librarian. But when you wake up at 3 a.m. and stay awake too long, that librarian gets interrupted. The drawers stay open, the papers get scattered, and little by little, your memory starts to feel cloudy, like fog on a window you can't quite wipe away. You may notice you forget where you left your keys more often, or you walk into a room and wonder why you went there. You may have trouble remembering names, dates, or what you were just about to say. Many people think it's just old age, but poor sleep plays a bigger role than you think, especially the kind of sleep that gets broken in the middle of the night. When you wake up at 3 a.m., your brain doesn't get to finish its cleaning. That deep part of sleep, the part that protects your memory, gets cut short. And when that happens again and again, your thoughts start to slow down. It's not because you're not smart. It's because your brain is tired. Imagine trying to organize a big pile of papers, but every time you start, someone shakes the table. That's what it's like for your brain when you wake up night after night. The more the table shakes, the harder it becomes to make sense of things. You might feel like you're thinking through mud, or like your words are hiding just out of reach. And sadly, when this goes on too long, it can even increase the risk of something much scarier. Memory diseases like dementia or Alzheimer's. These aren't just big words. They're real things that many older people face. And while we can't stop them completely, we do know that good sleep can help protect your brain. It's like giving your librarian a quiet, peaceful space to do their best work. You don't need to be a doctor to understand this. Just think about how you feel after a good night's sleep. You feel sharper, happier, clearer. Now think about how you feel after a bad night. The kind where you wake up at 3 a.m. and can't fall back asleep. You feel off, like your brain is wearing heavy boots. That's not your imagination. That's the real cost of broken sleep. And when that becomes a pattern, your brain starts to forget how to be quick and clear. It starts to forget how to remember. And that can be scary. But there's something powerful you need to hear. This isn't your fault. Many older adults don't know that waking up at 3 a.m. can do this much damage. No one told them. They thought sleep was just about feeling rested. But sleep is also about protecting your future. Every peaceful night helps your brain stay strong. Every long stretch of sleep gives your memory a better chance to stay with you. And that means you get a hold onto the moments that matter. Your grandchildren's names, your favorite recipes, your most cherished memories. There's another part of this, too. When your sleep is broken, your brain also struggles with focus and decisions. You might feel more confused about simple things, like what day it is or which button to press on the remote. You might feel frustrated when something takes longer than it used to, and that frustration makes everything harder. You feel nervous, embarrassed, maybe even ashamed. But there's nothing wrong with you. You're not losing your mind. Your brain is just tired and asking for better care. You've spent your life caring for others, your children, your job, your spouse, your friends. Now, it's time to care for your brain. That starts with protecting your sleep like it's something precious, because it is. Don't let anyone tell you it's normal to wake up in the middle of the night every night. It might be common, but that doesn't mean it's healthy. If your brain keeps getting interrupted, it starts to lose its rhythm, like a song with missing notes. And slowly, that beautiful song becomes harder to recognize. But when you sleep through the night, or at least stay in bed peacefully, your brain thanks you. It files your memories neatly. It calms your thoughts. It prepares you to enjoy the next day with more clarity and less confusion. This is how we stay ourselves, even as we grow older. Not just by staying awake, but by sleeping well. Because sleep doesn't steal your time, it gives it back to you. It gives you mornings where your mind feels sharp, afternoons where you can enjoy reading, laughing, or telling a good story, and evenings where you feel proud of a life still full of richness. So the next time someone tells you it's okay to wake up every night at 3 a.m., remember what's at stake. Your memory, your mind, your sense of self, and most importantly, your ability to hold on to the people, places, and moments that made your life so full of meaning. And sometimes, waking up at night isn't just about memory or health. It's about something hidden in the silence, something your heart hasn't said out loud in a long time. Frequent 3 a.m. wake-ups may be tied to loneliness and unspoken fears. Sometimes the quiet of the night feels louder than anything during the day. When the world is asleep and the house is dark, it's just you and your thoughts. And that's when feelings you kept hidden for a long time start to rise. You may not even know where they come from, but they show up like a tap on your shoulder at 3 a.m. Many older people feel this and think something is wrong with their body. But often, what's waking them up isn't physical. It's something inside their heart. Something soft and sad, like loneliness. Or something quiet and heavy, like fear. You might not talk about it with anyone, but it sits with you in the dark, whispering thoughts that won't let you rest. Loneliness doesn't always look like sadness. Sometimes it looks like sitting on the couch with the TV on, but not really watching. Sometimes it looks like making a cup of tea just to fill the silence. Sometimes it's scrolling through old photos, wondering if anyone thinks of you as much as you think of them. During the day, you can push these feelings aside, but at night, they come closer. And suddenly, you're wide awake at 3 a.m., not because of noise or pain, but because your heart feels alone. Loneliness is not about being in a room by yourself. It's about feeling like no one truly sees you anymore. And that kind of ache is hard to explain. Many older adults carry this ache in silence. They don't want to burden their children. They don't want to admit they feel forgotten, even if no one meant to forget them. So they stay quiet. They smile during the day. But when the night comes, the silence feels too big. And that silence wakes them up again and again. Your heart remembers every voice it misses. Every hug it hasn't had in a while. Every "how are you?" that felt real. Loneliness has a way of knocking at 3 a.m. when the world is sleeping and your heart is still awake. And if we don't talk about it, it stays locked inside like a bird in a cage that's too afraid to sing. There's also fear, another quiet reason sleep slips away. You may not talk about it, but it lives in your thoughts. Fear of illness, fear of falling, fear of being alone too long, fear of being forgotten, fear of the future, and sometimes even fear of the past. You've lived a long life, and with that life comes experiences, some beautiful, some painful. The painful ones don't always go away. They hide deep inside, and sometimes they sneak into your dreams. You may not call it fear. Maybe you call it worry or stress or just one of those nights. But fear is like a shadow. It doesn't make a sound, but it follows you, especially when the lights go out. At 3 a.m., when everything is still, those fears can feel bigger than they are. Your mind starts to wonder about things you can't control. You might think about what would happen if you got sick or if no one was there to check on you. You might replay old memories and wish you could change something. You might even ask yourself questions like, did I do enough? Will I be remembered? These thoughts don't make you weak. They make you human. But if they stay unspoken, they grow louder. And the more you ignore them, the more they steal your rest. There's no shame in feeling lonely. There is no shame in feeling afraid. But there is danger in hiding it all inside. Your heart is carrying so much more than it shows. And sometimes, waking up at 3 a.m. is your heart saying, please talk to someone. Please let some of this out. Because the truth is, when we keep everything locked in, our body carries the weight. It shows up as broken sleep, tightness in your chest, tears you don't understand, or that constant feeling that something is missing. And no medicine can fix that. Not until the silence is broken. You might feel like it's too late to open up, that no one will understand. But it's never too late to say, I'm feeling a little lonely, or I've been afraid. That simple truth can unlock peace. It can bring sleep back to your nights. It can soften the tightness in your heart. You deserve connection. You deserve comfort. Even if you live alone, you don't have to feel alone. A phone call, a letter, a walk with someone who listens. These little things begin to heal the loneliness and calm the fears. And when that healing begins, sleep follows close behind. Some people think that the elderly should be used to being alone, but no one ever truly gets used to it. We are made to be seen, heard, touched, and loved at every age. Your stories matter. Your presence matters. And when you feel that deeply, it changes your nights. The silence doesn't seem so scary. The dark doesn't feel so heavy, because now your heart knows it doesn't have to carry everything by itself. And once you begin to ease the weight of what's inside, you create space for something new, gentle changes that help you sleep better without adding more stress. There are simple, gentle fixes that can help you sleep through the night. You might think fixing your sleep means big changes, hard routines, or taking pills that leave you feeling groggy in the morning. But the truth is, the best kind of change is the kind that feels soft and gentle, like a warm blanket, not a heavy chore. After 70, your body doesn't need more pressure. It needs more peace. And that peace begins with the small things you do each day. Things that tell your body, it's okay now. You're safe. You can rest. Because deep sleep doesn't come from force. It comes from safety. And when you give your body that calm, It responds like a flower opening to the sun. Let's start with your evenings. What happens in the last 2 hours before bed matters more than most people realize. If your mind is full of noise, news on the TV, flashing lights, worries about the next day, your body thinks it still needs to stay alert. So the first gentle fix is quieting the noise. This doesn't mean you sit in silence, unless that feels good to you. It means doing soft things, listening to calming music, dimming the lights, drinking a warm drink like chamomile tea or warm milk, reading a gentle book that doesn't stir up big emotions. All of these tell your brain it's time to slow down. And when your brain slows down, your body follows. Then there's the matter of light. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to light, especially the blue light from screens like TVs, phones, and tablets. That blue light tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime. So one of the simplest, kindest things you can do is turn off screens at least an hour before bed. Instead, try a lamp with a soft, yellow glow. That kind of light mimics the setting sun and tells your brain, sleep is coming. It sounds small, but makes a big difference. The brain listens to light, even when we don't notice it. Another gentle fix is creating a bedtime routine. Routines aren't just for children. They help your body feel safe because they create patterns your brain can trust. When you do the same simple steps each night, wash your face, brush your teeth, take a few deep breaths, stretch your arms, your body starts to recognize, oh, this means we're getting ready for sleep. Over time, this little pattern becomes like a lullaby, a soft rhythm that rocks your body into rest. And it doesn't have to be long. Even 5 minutes can make a difference if you do it with care and calm. Let's also talk about your bedroom. That space matters. Is it quiet? Is it dark enough? Is it cool, not too warm? These details shape how well you sleep. Sometimes, adding blackout curtains can help block streetlights or early morning sun. Using a fan or a white noise machine can drown out little sounds that might wake you. And your mattress and pillows? They don't have to be fancy, but they should feel comfortable. Like a safe nest. Like something you look forward to lying in. If you've been using the same pillow for 10 years, it might be time for a softer one that better supports your neck. Your body has changed. It deserves comfort that fits who you are now. Food also plays a quiet role in your sleep. Heavy meals late at night can wake your body up when it should be resting. Instead of eating a big dinner close to bedtime, try eating a little earlier in the evening. And if you feel hungry before bed, a light snack like a banana, a few almonds, or a small bowl of oatmeal can help. These foods tell your body, you're cared for, you're full. Now you can rest. Caffeine, like coffee or even some teas, should be kept for earlier in the day because its effects can last longer than we think. Even if you fall asleep, caffeine can cause your body to stir at night without you noticing why. Some people find gentle movement helps before bed, a slow walk after dinner, a few stretches, rocking in a chair for 10 minutes while listening to quiet music. These small movements help release tension. They give your muscles permission to let go. Think of it like winding down a music box, soft, slow, with care. Your body hears that rhythm and begins to loosen its grip. You'll be surprised how much better your sleep becomes when your body feels gently unwound. One of the most powerful gentle fixes is something that doesn't cost a thing: breathing. Yes, breathing. Not the kind you do without thinking, but the kind where you breathe slowly, deeply, and with intention. Try this before bed. Breathe in slowly for 4 seconds. Hold it for 4 seconds. Then breathe out slowly for 4 seconds. Do that a few times. This type of breathing signals to your nervous system, it's okay to relax now. Your heartbeat slows, your muscles soften, and your mind begins to quiet down. Lastly, don't forget the power of spoken kindness to yourself. Before bed, instead of saying, I hope I sleep tonight, try whispering, my body is learning to rest. I'm safe. I deserve peace. These small words matter. They become part of the story your brain tells itself in the night. And over time, they become a blanket of calm wrapped around your mind. Sleep doesn't just happen. It grows out of calm habits, gentle choices, and a heart that feels heard. You don't need to fix everything all at once. Choose one soft change. Let grow roots. Then add another. Your body will notice. Your sleep will shift. And slowly, those 3 a.m. wake-ups will become less frequent, less intense, and eventually they may stop altogether. Because now, instead of fighting your nights, you are shaping them with care, with patience, and with love. And when these gentle changes begin to take hold, something even more beautiful happens. Your whole life begins to feel lighter, calmer, and filled with quiet joy. even in old age. Healing your sleep is the first step toward peace, energy, and joy in old age. There is something deeply magical about a good night's sleep. It doesn't just rest your eyes, it renews your entire spirit. For older adults, especially after the age of 70, healing sleep is not just about getting through the night. It's about getting your life back. When you sleep well, the world feels a little brighter. Your steps feel steadier. Your mind feels clearer. You find yourself smiling more, moving more, remembering more. Sleep is not just something you do, it's something that holds you up, like a gentle hand under your chin, helping you rise with strength and grace. And the beautiful part is this: it's never too late to get that sleep back. Once your body starts feeling the rhythm of healthy rest, the changes can feel like sunlight after a long storm. You wake up not dreading the day, but welcoming it. You look in a mirror and see eyes that feel alive again. You take a deep breath, and it feels like the air goes deeper, like your lungs are really open for the first time in a while. This kind of healing doesn't happen in one night, but it does begin with one night, then another, and then another. Little by little, your body remembers what it feels like to rest fully, without waking up in the dark and feeling lost or alone. Energy begins to return. Not the wild energy of youth, but something softer, wiser. The kind that helps you get up from the chair without groaning. The kind that lets you walk just a bit farther in the garden. The kind that gives you enough strength to play with your grandchildren, or bake a cake, or sit in the sunshine with your favorite book. And it doesn't come from magic. It comes from the deep work your body does during sleep, repairing, rebuilding, recharging. When you stop waking up at 3 a.m., your body finally gets to finish that work. And when that work is done, you don't just feel better. You feel yourself again. Healing sleep also brings peace. Not just physical peace, but peace in your heart. You begin to feel less jumpy, less anxious, less like the world is pressing down on you. The thoughts that used to swirl in the dark, worries about your health, regrets from the past, fear about being alone, those thoughts begin to soften. They may still visit you from time to time, but they no longer steal your sleep. Because now, your heart knows how to rest. You've created a safe space inside yourself, a space where you are held with kindness, not judgment. And in that space, peace grows. Joy starts to return too. The kind of joy you didn't even realize had gone missing. Maybe you laugh more easily. Maybe you feel more curious. Maybe you pick up a hobby you hadn't touched in years. Painting, knitting, telling stories, singing. When your body is no longer in a state of fight or flight from broken sleep, your spirit finally gets a chance to play again. And joy always follows play. It might be simple, a giggle, a good memory, a moment where you dance a little in your chair, but it's real. And that real joy adds color to your life. People around you will notice. They'll say things like, "You seem brighter," or "You look rested," or "You're more like yourself lately." And you'll feel it too, in ways that are hard to describe. Like a weight has lifted, like the fog is clearing, like you're standing taller inside your own skin. This is not just about feeling rested. It's about feeling alive, because healing sleep brings back the parts of you that had grown quiet from too many restless nights. And most of all, healing sleep gives you hope. Hope that even now, in your later years, life can still feel full and beautiful. That it's not too late to feel better. That it's not too late to wake up with purpose and go to bed with peace. That your body can still surprise you with its strength, and your heart can still surprise you with its softness. Healing sleep is not the end of the story. It's the beginning of a new one. One where you stop surviving and start thriving. One where you stop saying, "This is just what happens when you get old," and start saying, "I'm learning to live well at every age." And yes, there'll still be hard days. That's part of being human. But when your nights are filled with rest instead of worry, those hard days are easier to carry. You'll meet them with strength, with energy, with clarity. Because now, you're not carrying the weight of sleeplessness on top of everything else. You put it down. You've healed it. You found a rhythm that honors your body and your story. Let this be your reminder. You're not too old to feel good. You're not too late to sleep well. Your body is still listening. Your heart is still healing. And every good night of rest brings you one step closer to a life that feels soft, whole, and full of grace. Sleep is not a small thing. It is your beginning again. And this time, it's a beginning filled with peace, energy, and joy. And sometimes, when sleep returns and your body feels lighter, you begin to see something deeper. You realize you were never broken. You just needed rest to remember how whole you already are. On your screen, you see 2 new videos that I'm sure you'll find helpful. Just decide what you want to see and click.